The Dr. Ray Podcast is a co-production of Ave Maria Radio and EWTN Radio. Here's today's monologue with Dr. Ray Guarendi.
Parents should ask babies for consent before changing their diapers. Say the experts. Now, see, this, I don't know what to say about this. This is so far beyond foolish, but yet supposed experts. Here's what the article starts out with. It's a move that might stink. How cute. To some parents. But there's a new age way to change a newborn's undies. Early child development researchers in Australia, well, at least I'm glad it's not here, say this. Drenched diapers are no longer messes that need to be ripped off a baby's bottom post-haste. Instead, the experts encourage mom and dads to request an infant's consent. And then the article, God bless them, said, you read that correctly, before changing their diaper. I'm going to quote now. I'm going to quote the researchers. At the start of a nappy change, ensure your child knows what is happening. How is a 4-month-old going to know what's happening? They don't understand English. Even a 1-year-old may be just grappling bits and pieces of the communication. At the start of a nappy change, ensure your child knows what is happening. Researchers from, and again, it's Deakin, D-E-A-K-I-N, not Deacon as Deacon, but University, wrote in a November 2025 guide, quote, get down to their level. I don't want to get down to their level. It smells down there. Get down to their level and say, you need a nappy change, and then pause so they can take this in. Oh, of course. Of course, they understand language. Sure they do. Oh, they understand facial expressions. They understand tone. They understand certain probably emotional kind of expressions. But language? All right. No, okay, then and it gets better. It gets better. Hold on, Ace. I got to try to get that up there. There it is. Then you can say, do you want to walk? Okay, so these are not newborns then. Okay, the article's a little misleading here. It makes it sound like these are newborns. Because the experts are saying, we are to ask, do you want to walk or crawl with me to the changing table? See, this is the old give them choices. Give them choices. Did you want 4 quarts of ice cream or the 7 cookies? Or would you like me to carry you? Say the specialist. Okay, now again, it's confusing. The article's confusing because it says seemingly ignoring that newborns can't yet actually chat up mom or dad one-on-one, okay? Well, apparently they're not talking newborns because newborns obviously walk or crawl. But in the beginning of the article, they were talking newborns. But that's okay. The experts are not to be deterred. They say this. Observe their facial expressions and body language to check if they understand what is happening. What if they're just passing gas? You know, you could misread that totally, thinking he understands this. He's very content. Yes, because he just released some things that were paining his abdomen. The experts further noted, this can be a time to help children learn about consent and how their bodies work. No surprise here, the authors of the report did not immediately respond to the Post's request, this is a New York Post article, for a comment. And this is the journalist writing this. However, having heart-to-hearts with Rugrats every time they go number 1 or number 2 could fall under the ever-controversial category of gentle parenting. And then they comment, it's an ultra-permissive, anti-authoritarian approach to child rearing that prioritizes empathy, respect, connection, and communication over rules and punishments. Well, nothing wrong with empathy, respect, connection, and communication. That's part of good parenting. But the rules and the consequences got to be there, and sometimes you got to be there first. This strategy is popular with the Gen Zers and the millennials, mothers and fathers under age 46. Much. It's been widely bashed by online critics who claim the indulgent, overindulgent, there it is. My thing is frozen. Overindulgent, unconventional parenting style turns untamed tykes into little hellions. Yes, and you know what else it does? It brings them to my office because they're frustrated by the time this kid's 5, 6, and 7, and they're wondering, why am I not enjoying my child? Why? I'm doing everything that they say I'm supposed to do, and it's blowing up in my face. I must not be doing it right. I think I need to do more of it. I don't know. You know what it is? I call it the stretch. See, if the shrinks are supposed to be smarter than you, then we got to come up with stuff that you don't think of. We got to come up with stuff that's beyond the wisdom of the ages, right? Because we're supposed to be people with letters after our names, and we're supposed to be really, really smart, so we better come up with stuff that's really, really smart sounding. The problem is, when you stretch, you leave reality all too often.
More of Dr. Ray's Manologues can be found on his website, drray.com. Manologues, as well as full-length programs of The Doctor Is In, can be heard at AveMariaRadio.net and EWTN.com/radio.